serious pad. Right, we're going to take a break from the Max for Live stuff today. I definitely notice a lack in views when I put out the Max for Live Max MSP videos, which is fine. I'm sure people appreciate them, but I want to mix it up a bit. So today's video, I want to recreate an effect that I heard while I was watching television last night. I was watching the television while I was eating my dinner, and I heard something and I had an idea, and then I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. And then I thought, how many times do I do that? How many times do I have an idea or hear something that I want to recreate in Ableton Live or whatever, and I don't actually do? And it turns out I think I do it a lot. And I thought, why do I do this? Because, you know, that should be something I am excited about. And I think the reason is because I just don't want to add any more project files to the endless folders of experiments and things and half-finished ideas. So I've made the decision that I'm going to make a single project file, which you'll see up here is called Weird Shit. And I'm going to keep this easily accessible, where if I have an idea, I can just open it up, create a new track, and do something inside there and save it. And I encourage you to do the same. I think this is a really good idea. So what this effect that I heard last night was, it was during a television show, which I've actually loaded up here. It's called Border Security. It's, you know, your standard show where the people try and bring in the fruit or the drugs and the border people bust them. And at the end, there was this music playing and this text was coming up on the screen. And have a listen. I hope I don't get copy striked. I don't think it will. It's very serious corporation decision.wav file type music. So unfortunately this replay online doesn't have the effect, so it must have been to do with the compression they were using when they were broadcasting it. But when this beep happened, it gated, or the music behind it ducked, and it ducked really dramatically, and the speed it was going was just enough to make me feel kind of funny. It was really cool. It was pulsing so fast that it was just kind of creating this. The best way I could describe it was, you know, when you're driving in a car and the sunlight's coming through the trees and it's just like, yeah, it's kind of quite overwhelming. And I was like, man, I really want to recreate that. Unfortunately, it's not here, but, you know, you just have to take my word for it, and we'll go ahead and build it in here. So I've got a pad, which, you know, just something really rich and harmonic that we can use to do the gating. And that's as far as I've got. So I'm just going to delete this MIDI track, and we'll call this MIDI track, we'll call it the trigger, and we'll call this the chonk. Why not? The trigger for now, I'm just going to use an operator, and let's just go ahead and put in a bunch of notes, and I'm going to just preemptively make this triplet notes, because when I listened to the sound I thought it would sound really good as triplets across a drum beat, which we'll probably end up doing in this video. So I'm going to make incredibly short notes. We'll use the release to determine the length. So let's just go like this. Very good. Now I'm going to go in here and just bring the release right down. So I've just got a pop, and I'm going to make it higher. I know it doesn't sound like it does on the TV, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Okay, that's all good. So here's our pad. So my first thought would be obviously to use a compressor and sidechain it. So let's try that. As usual, I have not experimented with this, by the way. This is my first time, so if it turns out being trash, then welcome to Daily Decibel. So I'm going to take the input from the trigger. We can see it coming through here. Let's bring the threshold down. It's probably not going to do much with these settings here. That's not bad, actually. But you see, we're getting far too much attack and release, so I'm going to bring these right down. It's a bit better. Let's bring the ratio all the way to infinity. Let's go ahead and change it from logarithmic to linear. There we go. This is a bit more like it. Now let's give it a little bit of attack. A little bit of release. not bad. Now let's go ahead and play with the release time on this envelope here. It was quite metallic too, so I'm just going to throw in a FM here, just give it another sine wave, and we'll just go fixed and make it high just to get it slightly percussive. Give this a really short decay. And I don't really need to recreate this beep, but it did sound kind of like it was varying around. Ooh. Also, I'm wondering if the content of this is going to get me striked as well. Anyway, so if you have a listen to this again, each one sounds kind of different, so I think we'll just use velocity. So I'm just going to open this up, select all the notes, and let's just go randomize the velocity, so they've all become different velocities, which should, I don't think it's attached to anything at the moment. Yes it is, so let's get rid of it here so it doesn't change the envelope. And let's go time velocity. Maybe we could add velocity to the time of this, which is doing the FM. There you go, that just gives it a little bit of interest. Might as well bring the spread up as well, which isn't going to do shit. Okay, now let's bring this back in. Okay, let's get a beat. What I want to do is lay down a beat, and then I want to try it using a gate, and then I might try doing it using an envelope follower as well, just for a little bit more control. We'll see how it goes. So let's use Atlas. We'll choose our big map, Tom's map. Open up our sequencer. Let's go new kit. Just put in a boom, boom. Maybe like this. Oh yeah. Let's put this on 16th triplet notes. I'll get rid of those because it gets rid of the effect we want. It's pretty cool already. Obviously this is way too loud. And we could also have another compressor. I'll just duplicate this and we'll take the sidechain from Atlas. We should create a new audio track and send the kick out through, we'll go channel 2. And we'll take the audio from Atlas, channel 2, monitoring. Then we can take this from here. Put this back onto logarithmic. I just want to play around with these notes here. What if we just skip a few of them, and let's even add a few double ups. So these are a little bit too fast. Okay, let's go ahead and try now with a... Oh great, there's a giant digger that's just pulled up in the property next door. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to keep powering through. I want to try this with a gate. Man, that's actually a really cool sound. Alright, so I'm going to put a gate here instead, and I'm going to take the sidechain from our trigger. So obviously we're not going to get anything. I'll bring the return right down. Let's bring the threshold down. I quite like that already. Now let's flip it. And just to prove that we can, let's throw in a utility. I want to do this with an envelope follower. So if we scroll up here, here's the envelope follower. We'll put that on the trigger track. So there's our little hit there, and we'll go ahead and map that to the gain on the utility. And that's probably going to go up to 100%, which we don't want because it'll end up going into the red. So we'll go 50%. Let's trigger that. So you can see the gain moving there. And now we can be a little bit creative with this. Okay, I think my favorite out of those was actually the original compressor, or the gate. There's 3 different ways of achieving the same result, really. Final thing I'll do is I'll just put in a new MIDI clip, call this bass. Let's throw in a wavetable. For some reason it's taking its time. Please don't crash on me at the end of the video. Okay, I'm just going to stop this clip. We'll put in a MIDI clip. We'll go play. Let's make a nice low. As usual, go for a G. Solo this track. And let's choose complex. Let's just modulate that with an LFO. Make this nice and slow. We'll do OS1 position to LFO 2. We'll make this in time. Let's give it a sub. Let's give it some noise as well. And we'll give the noise some envelope 3. We'll just give it some attack and decay. Let's change this maybe. Give it some unison. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the compressor on this. Let's just make it consistent again. I need to re-randomize all these. And also bring this compressor over. It does the side chaining from the kick. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's the idea. I'm just going to save that for future. So what I'll do to keep things consistent is I will, let's just housekeeping quick, kick out. And I will group those together to a group, and I will call this fast gated effect. Boom. Close that down, mute the track, save the project. That idea is there, so in the future if I'm looking for something or I just want to get inspired by things that I've made in the past, I open this up, turn this on, I hit play. Have a great day.